Hi, everybody. It's Dr. J again. I'm here with Paul, who's going to help me out today.
Hey
With,
everyone. Sorry.
yeah, say hi to everyone. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Hey everyone.
Say whatever you. Anything else you want to say?
Not
You
really.
want to talk about the weather? It's been pretty terrible in New
Yeah,
York.
the weather's been pretty bad, right?
Very bad. I'd like to see the sun. I don't know if the sun exists anymore.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm getting worried. All right, but at least we didn't all blow away in the nor'easter yesterday. That could have been worse.
Yeah.
All right, so we've been looking at arrays with initialization lists. Every array that we've looked at so far, yesterday we looked at an array of string that we initialized to the days of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today in class, we looked at an array of integers that you guys decided to use an initialization list to initialize to 0 through 9. And I asked you to write it out 1 to a line, and that looks like pretty much what this for loop is doing. You want to read this for loop for me, Paul? For
For integer.
For int I equals 0, I less than 9,
Okay.
I plus plus, that's how you read it pretty much.
Okay.
And the loop body,
Out.
C out,
C out. A integer.
A of I,
A of I.
and then
And L.
that's it, you got it. All right, so now let's see, it should begin at 0. A of 0 should be the first one printed, A of 0 is 0. Next time through the loop, A of 1 or 1, A of 2 or 2, right?
Yes.
Let's just see if that works. We'll do a compile and run. Oh, that worked just fine, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now let's modify it. X this out. We're going to modify it by initializing, instead of using an initialization list, you have this, guys? Instead of using an initialization list, we're going to use a for loop to modify, to do the initialization. A for loop right in the program. So initialize, put a little comment here. Initialize the list. A list is another name for an array, right?
Right.
Initialize the list to so that the 0 element is 0. The first element or the 1 element is 1, etc. So that should be pretty straightforward, right? For,
Yeah.
let's use j instead of I, just to be different.
Okay.
And j equal to 0. We always begin at 0 because the subscript of the array begins at 0. J strictly less than the length of the array. The length of the array is, let's make the length 10 instead of 9, because I want to go 0 through 9.
Okay.
So let's make that list dimension 10. Okay, so now we have 10 elements. I can go 0 through 9, which corresponds to 10 elements. So less than or equal to 9, I could say, or I could say less than 10. Less than 10. Doesn't really matter. And I do the same thing here, j less than 10, j plus plus. And now we do the initialization step, which is nothing more than setting a of j equal to what? Just the subscript itself.
Okay.
Subscript itself. So now it should be that a of 0 is 0, a of 1 is 1. No, nobody's home. Nobody's home. I forgot to shut my phone. That's a terrible thing. I'm going to shut it right now, just in case that person decides to call me back. Maybe it's a persistent salesperson.
I hope not.
I hope not. I'm going to block it as soon as I can. I'm going to block that number. All right. So let's run it, right?
Yep.
Give it a shot. Compile and run. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
So everything is cool. Yeah, why don't we make it vary it a little bit and say how many elements of the array do you wish to print? So if they only wish to print 5 elements, we'll print 0 through 4.
Okay.
So let's ask the user to get involved a little bit. So we initialized it, but before we print it, let's do another int variable, whatever you want to call
Okay.
it, the count,
Yeah.
CNT. All right, so the count, we'll put a default count equal to 10. That would be the length of the array. And now, in fact, I could have made this count if I wanted to. Be fancy.
Okay.
Usually we don't bother doing that, but no, you can do that. All right, so let's do cout, message to the user. How many elements of the array do you wish to print? Do you wish to print? Question mark. And then we'll get the answer, which would be the count, right?
Yes.
CNT. All right. And I think we should stick with endlins, otherwise we get messed up, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got an endlin in there. And now, instead of going all the way up to 10, we go instead up to count.
Okay.
Now, the problem with this is, what if the user enters more than 10? Then it's going to blow up, right?
Yes.
But we'll try running it anyway, see what happens. All right, let's say the user enters 5 elements. What do we expect to print out?
0 through 4.
Correct. And that's exactly what happens. We probably should skip a line because it looks funny. So
Yeah.
let's go and skip a line before we write this. Just to cout endlin, best way to skip a line. Let's try running this again with a different number. Let's try running it with the max, which is 10. And we get the same output as we had before. Now let's try running it with an incorrect number. Try 12. Oh, so whatever garbage is in memory in the next 4 bytes, next full word of memory, prints out.
Yeah.
Turns out it's negative something or other. And the next integer after that is
Positive something.
yeah,
or
so
other.
this would be mighty confusing to the user, so I think we should do something about that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we could, if the user enters more than 10, just give them 10. How's that?
Okay.
So let's not even warn them, we'll just give them the max. How many of them do you wish? And we could say in here max is 10. And not care if they enter more. Max is 10. Put a little exclamation mark, warn them, max is 10. But if they don't listen, no problem. So if CNT is greater than 10, we'll reset it to 10.
Okay.
CNT equal to 10. And I mean, if you want to be obsessive, we could check that it's not less than 0, that it's not 0 or less, but
That's
for now, let's just leave this. I think this is good enough. Let's try entering 12 now and see what happens. Perfect. All right, we don't get that garbage.
All right.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. I think we're going to end here. Any
Thank you.
questions from the Peanut Gallery? You know what the Peanut Gallery is? That's from Howdy Doody Show. You guys don't watch Howdy Doody anymore.
So basically,
I used to watch Howdy Doody.
Sorry.
Yeah, question.
What's the first for loop is doing?
The first for loop is initializing the array, what we did in the initialization list that we had originally, where we set originally A of 10 equal to 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3. We don't have to do that anymore because that for loop does it. But it's only in cases when we have a formula in which to initialize can we use a for loop in this manner. So we can't always use a for loop. We can always use an initialization list. However, would you want to initialize an array from 0 to 99? I sure wouldn't. And we could do that without any problem, right? Let's do that, Paul. Let's hang in there another minute.
Okay.
Let's just change this to 99.
Yeah.
No sweat, or 100.
And
Right? And now we're
Right.
initializing 0 to a 99.
let's change that.
Yeah, we have to change that. Thank you.
You're
Paul, I don't know what I'd do without you. So for
it'd
int,
be fine.
nah, don't say that. Don't say. For int j equals 0, j less than 100, j plus plus a, j equals j, right?
Yeah.
How many of the elements of which do you wish? How many elements do you wish to print? Max is now not 10, but 100. Okay, now let's run it. Oh, we have to change this too.
Yes.
You're very sharp, Paul. You're catching me on too many errors. I don't like that. You're showing me up. Are you showing me up now?
No, I'm not.
Ah, yes, you are. I
Well,
had another
okay.
error?
Yeah, there is one more.
Oh, I'm just going to exit this thing. I don't want to look foolish.
There's just. Don't you have to?
Oh, I have to
Yeah.
reset it to
100.
100 if it's, you know. Anything else I did wrong before nothing else, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I hope not. All right, let's try it. So let's print out 25 elements. That looks
Yeah.
good. Let's print out 100 elements.
Oh.
Oh, I'm printing it out of the program.
Yeah.
Okay, let's erase that. I guess I'm like I said in the previous video. I'm trigger happy.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
I could only assume that the first few are good. I guess I could more than assume. I could scroll up.
Yep.
Looks good,
That's
right? 0 through 99. All right, now let's see what happens if we put in a ridiculous number like 1,000. We're still only going to get the first 100.
Yep.
So this is perfect. Any other questions? Or if not, we're going to say we're done with this for today. Okay, we'll do another video tomorrow. Meanwhile, we'll continue with some classwork. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you.